South Jamaica, baby, they made me to be the greatest. Serving the deed of my creators, fresh off of my high haters. It's the king again, Magdalene, chauffeured, bragging and boasting.
Boy Dollars, and in this video, I want to talk about this article that I seen on Screen Rant, and it's talking about basically James Gunn wants to direct 2 more DCEU movie projects for DC. So let's read this article and I'm gonna give you my opinions after. Apart from directing DC's upcoming Suicide Squad sequel, James Gunn reveals that he has 2 other DC films he'd like to eventually make. James Gunn, director of the Suicide Squad, has 2 other DC films he would like to make. For a while, Gunn was mostly known for directing the first 2 Guardians of the Galaxy movies for Marvel. After the success of the films, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 went into development, but in July 2018, Disney fired Gunn for offensive tweets he had posted years prior. Disney eventually rehired Gunn, but not before Warner Brothers snagged him to write and direct the Suicide Squad. Gunn was hired to write the Suicide Squad in October 2018 and was eventually announced to be directing the film as well, despite being rehired by Marvel. Gunn is committed to his DC movie, even going as far as talking to the film's original director, David Ayer. Eventually, Gunn said he wouldn't rush the Suicide Squad to move on to the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which was reassuring to a lot of fans. Gunn may be working for Marvel once again after the Suicide Squad, but he might have a future with DC as well. DC Movie News was able to grab some screenshots of a few fan questions that Gunn answered on his Instagram. One fan asked was, "What was the second choice you had in mind for a DC movie?" Gunn responded by saying, "I had 2. Maybe you'll find out someday, but not today." Gunn also confirmed that he knows some details on the future of the DCEU and is most excited to see Matt Reeves, the Batman, out of all the upcoming DC movies. In recent years, Warner Brothers had been more focused on solo projects rather than continuing to build up the DCEU. Any future movies in development or production centered around Aquaman, Wonder Woman, or any other characters from Justice League will likely be in the same universe that Zack Snyder started with the Man of Steel. That being said, solo films like Joker and the Batman seem to be set aside the continuity of Snyder's universe. The Suicide Squad, on the other hand, will likely be set in Snyder's universe given the fact that Harley Quinn is in the film. While Gunn didn't reveal which films he wanted to make aside from the Suicide Squad, Swamp Thing and Jonah Hex may be 2 characters he'd want to focus on. No, please no. In 2016, Gunn showed interest in these characters and even revealed he had opportunities to make a DC film but turned them down. If Gunn did want to continue working with DC, he'd likely be able to, given his previous work in the superhero genre and Warner Brothers' willingness to greenlight the potentially high-risk spin-offs. Fans may find out someday that 2 other DC movies Gunn would want to make, but for now they can look forward to the Suicide Squad in 2020. Alright, well, my opinions on this is basically, James Gunn is an okay director. I like what he did with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Volume 2 was a little lackluster for me. It was okay. It wasn't great though. The Suicide Squad that he's writing and directing is a soft reboot because, well, that's what they came out and said a while back. It was a soft reboot, but they still have some of the characters from the first Suicide Squad. I believe we have Amanda Waller. Harley Quinn is in it. Captain Boomerang, if I'm not mistaken, is in this one. Yes, I believe he is in this. And I think Joel Kinnaman, who played Rick Flag, he's in this as well. So I feel like they're gonna continue pushing the story forward, but in a way that changes a few of the things that happened in the first Suicide Squad. Maybe it's the tone. Well, that's the problem with the first Suicide Squad. It was all over the place. You know, there was a lot of behind the scenes issues with that movie, like with BVS. Warner Brother hired a trailer company to edit the movie. instead of having the director edit the movie himself, they hired a trailer company to edit the whole movie. So if you don't see what's wrong with that, then I don't know what else to say. But there was a lot of issues. That movie could have been great. You know, the tone was all over the place. It originally was supposed to be more darker. It should have been rated R. If a movie needed to be rated R, it was that one. Out of all the movies, that should have been a rated R movie. Should have been darker like it was originally intended. And they wasted the Joker in that movie. Even David Ayer, the director, came out and said he regretted not making him the main villain. But besides all that, I didn't care. Like, I didn't mind the villain. I liked the Enchantress. I just didn't like... They had so much footage. Jared Leto said they had so much footage of the Joker that they didn't use, that they could have made another movie with all that footage. So it was just a lot of things left on the table with that movie. So I was very disappointed, and I was looking forward to that movie out of all the movies that they were working on. And so this Suicide Squad, you know, I'm excited for it. I feel like they could do something great. I like who they have casted in it. You know, we're gonna get Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn. Idris Elba is back in it. We don't know who he's playing. I wish we would have got Will Smith back in this one. That would have been awesome, seeing him and Idris Elba going back and forth. But yeah. So the other two DCEU films that he would want to make, I don't know. His style is always like similar to having like a group of misfits coming together and teaming up, and at first they don't like each other and then they become a family towards the end of the movie. So I don't know what other characters. I'm not gonna say Justice League Dark, because that's a more horror type of tone, and I think they have somebody attached to that, if I'm not mistaken, or they trying to bring it into HBO Max as a TV series. Who knows? But I know there's some people working on that already. Green Lantern. I believe Green Lantern would be the perfect opportunity to have James Gunn involved as a writer or director, because, you know, it takes place in space like Guardians of the Galaxy. You could have Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan together, and they could be at odds with each other, and they have to work. It's so much opportunity, and it's a gold mine to have him work on that film. So I would think Green Lantern is one of the projects, maybe even a Superman movie, but I don't know. I think J.J. Abrams might be involved with that at some point. And, you know, I like the fact that he's interested in actually trying to make more movies for DC, because there was a time where we had directors always attached to movies and then they drop out. So, you know, it showed that some people didn't want to be involved with making any DC movies at the time, but now, you know, it comes out that he wants to be involved with 2 more movies, so that's a good sign. And Flash already has a director involved, finally, because we had a couple directors drop out from that project. So yeah, my best bet, it would be Green Lantern Corps. Maybe there's another character that is not another character that I'm not thinking about at the moment that's coming to my mind. But I'm trying to see what would be a good fit, because I don't know any other characters that they want to focus on. They have so many characters they could choose, like Plastic Man, but that's a more comedic approach. Oh, Booster Gold. Maybe a Booster Gold movie with him. That'd probably be another character. But anyway, who knows? This is all speculation. Maybe nothing comes out of it. Maybe something will come out of it. But at the end of the day, you know, it's just good to get some type of news about DC moving forward, because we don't know what other movies are coming out after the Batman in 2021, and The Flash, I believe, comes out next year as well. Wonder Woman comes out this year, right? Yes, I believe Wonder Woman comes out this year. So, yeah, I'll let you guys know if any other information comes out, and I'll keep you guys in tune. So you already know, it's your boy Dollars. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. What are your theories? What do you think James Gunn wanted to work on, and what other movies you think will come out of the DCEU in the future? Alright, yeah. One.